Hi, I'm Fredryk Phox.
Why don't I make a video of myself where I'm acting really, really stupid and crazy and retarded?
Y'all know what's coming, don't you? It's 2003. You've just gotten home from school, and you got the family computer all to yourself. You remember the family computer, right? It's the one that you begged your parents to get because the guy on TV said, "Dude, you're getting a Dell." Yeah, I'm getting a Dell. Or in my case, the E-machine. Because my dad knows that this computer is just gonna get ruined when I download LimeWire. But you got some free time. So what do? Well, you could play Snood. Maybe download one of them LimeWire songs. Or go see an edgy cartoon on Newgrounds.com. Or maybe you go to one of those websites where they host the latest viral videos in compressed, really crappy quality. Before YouTube came into existence, there were a lot of websites that specialized in hosting the latest viral video. And one of these websites was Ebaumsworld.com. Ebaumsworld.com was created by Eric Bauman and his father Neil. You see, on Ebaumsworld.com, you'd find the latest viral video.
Much more accurately than... Oh,
the best in Flash animation. Maybe your school allowed you a little extra time and you wanted to play a Flash-based game. Or you just wanted to prank your friend with a Judge Judy soundboard.
I don't know. You gotta be charged something for stupidity. You do. Correct? Perfect. And then what happens?
Or the classic Arnold Schwarzenegger soundboard.
Could I speak to the drug dealer of the house, please?
You again? Listen,
Yeah.
man, you got the wrong number. I'm a plumber. Did you reach Murphy's Plumbing? What
No.
can I do for you?
You give me the names of your drug suppliers and distributors, and I'll tell the judge what a nice cooperative killer you are.
And, hey, wasn't there a Napoleon Dynamite one? Hey, wait a minute. That name kind of looks familiar, doesn't it? That's the guy who did the funny videos. That was Fredryk Phox, a name that you would recognize if you were traveling to Ebaumsworld.com back in the day.
I'm going to record myself.
In late 2003, a video was uploaded to the website entitled FredrykPhox.wmv. A simple little video by today's standards. It was just a guy being funny for 10 minutes in front of his webcam.
Do you get the joke? Do you get what I'm doing? Alone? In my room?
Well, this all looks very mundane by today's standards. You gotta take yourself back to 2003. When creating and putting content online was a much more involved process. Fredryk Phox's videos had a very DIY, punk rock kind of aesthetic.
As a man who lives life of danger, everyone he meets he stays a stranger.
I'm fighting for money.
He was just taking his normal everyday recording equipment, the stuff that you and I probably had,
He got me tried.
and making his own content.
We have to keep moving. You can't give in. You must continue.
If Fredryk Phox could make this type of stuff, what's stopping me? Fredryk Phox was creating viral content before creating viral content was really a thing. He was pulling pranks and recording them, basically a prank channel, before prank channels existed.
Remember that new thing on TV, the Feliz Navidad special?
Are you talking about a rib?
No, it's the thing on TV, the Feliz Navidad. I just saw the thing on TV. We're gonna continue with it. Go.
And he was vlogging before vlogging became a thing.
Yeah, it's Furious George.
I'm a role model for America. Wait, what is this? I still have this.
You know, I always wondered what this part of a pincushion was for. You ever wonder that at all?
And then with his friends, he'd make comedy sketches and put them out online.
Hey, I'm Fred and I have friends and stuff.
I feel weird.
We're going to Walmart after all.
What do you do with this? Where do you put it. I'm sure if I brought this home to my dog, it would look up at me and be like, Fred, what the shit is that?
And this was before Smosh, Derek comedy, mail order comedy. In fact, it was in the same time period as guys like Lonely Island and The Whitest Kids You Know.
The first time I saw Fredryk Phox was on Ebaumsworld. He was doing YouTube-style content really 10-15 years before there was an idea of a YouTuber. Just recording himself in his room on what appeared to be a VHS camcorder. You even see the little, the timestamps and whatnot in the corner of the videos. I can't help but feel that if he had come out 10 years later than he did, that even though he's well-known, people who were around those days, they remember him fondly, but if he had come out like 10 years later, he's one of those dudes that probably would have been a household name, I can't help but think.
And one of the things Fredryk Phox was popular for was his lip syncs.
My recital, I think it's very vital to rock around. That's right, on top. It's tricky. Here we go.
Limón 7, porque que quiero sentir tus labios besándome otra vez.
Now, he would take a popular song of the time period, or a funny song, and he'd do it the old-fashioned way. He'd put the song on in his room, he'd add the effects and the lip-syncing later through a program like Dazzle Video Editor. He'd go through his mini DV camera, edit it, and then put the video out. Yeah, there was no app back then to automatically sync up your mouth in the song. And Phox would go above and beyond. He'd get his own costumes, add his own special effects, try some interesting camera angles.
I have feelings in my teeth.
If he wanted effects, he had to go to a creative cow forum.
How's it going? Hey, what's up? What you doing? Nothing, just...
And he really had a sweet spot for impersonating a mid-2000s rapper.
My buddy, wherever I go, he go, my buddy.
From my research, Fredryk Phox comes across as a guy with a bigger vision. He didn't just want to make simple web videos. He wasn't just talking to his camera. He actually wanted to create something. And it wasn't easy back then. There were so many extra steps that you had to take to get the content off your mini DV camera to then put it on your computer.
I guess we got everything on the list with the creamers and your firewire cable.
And then also edit that from your computer and then figure out how to distribute it online. There was more to Phox than his offensive statements.
I'm so happy! You make me laugh!
His outrageous content.
I'm getting all flustered in here.
And his lip syncs. So how did Fredryk Phox get his internet fame? Well, enter in Eric Bauman.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah?
The owner and creator of Ebaumsworld.com. Ebaumsworld was the go-to place to find anything that was worth talking about on the internet.
Have you ever thought of just making this website full of funny videos?
No.
But Eric Bauman and his father Neil were also notorious for their shady business practices.
Who made it?
I don't know. It doesn't say on the guy's flash.
But I could look it up if you really want.
Just go ahead and put it up.
A lot of content creators would find their work stolen and then placed on Eric's website. So you do the hard work, and Eric Bauman gets to have all the notoriety and the money from it. And I know that this is true because I made a mashup of Saved by the Bell on Shark Tank, and well, Ebaumsworld stole it, zoomed in, and cut off my watermark, which they were notorious for doing. So this G4 article where Michael Parker of Ebaumsworld states that they don't steal? Yeah, BS. Ebaumsworld was constantly getting sued by the people that had their content stolen. But Ebaumsworld's position was, hey, we sell ads on our page. We make our money off ads, not your videos. And one of these content creators who had their work put on ebaumsworld.com was Fredryk Phox.
Some guy named eBaum 187 instant message on your laptop. I mean, do you know this guy or anything like that?
Fredryk Phox even created a 3-part series about his dealings with Eric Bauman.
Your video is up on #1 humor site of internet.
Cool. Thanks, I guess.
If this series is to be believed, Eric reached out to Fredryk Phox and told him that his videos would be put on the website.
You seriously never heard of my site?
Not until you mentioned it to me. Sorry. I don't really surf the net much. I just kind of swim around in it.
Eric Bauman and Fredryk Phox reached an agreement that, sure, you can put these videos on your website. They're not anything that I care about now. At the time, Fredryk Phox was more into his Flash animation.
Hey Fred, the animation's done.
Let's see.
Here, you want me to play it again?
Yeah.
Alright, here you go.
And he wasn't even making this style of video anymore.
You know when you're filming all that stupid crap from IRC in front of your computer a long time ago? Making fun of
oh yeah, when my hair was blonde and I was all like,
and
pick rhymes with dick and you were and bouncing
all
up and down. Yeah.
I thought those were dead. He keeps saying he wants to put them on his side or something.
Oh hell, it won't hurt to talk to him. I haven't heard of the bastard, but...
These videos were actually 2 years old by this point, and these videos were honestly just created to entertain Fredryk Phox's LiveJournal friends.
I had an LJ back in the day, and that's the only place I ever posted them.
They were never intended to be seen by anyone outside of that circle.
Hello, boys and girls. This is your old pal, Stakey Whizzleteeth. This is a song about a whale. No! This is a song about being happy. That's right.
It kind of reminds me of the Angry Video Game Nerd story, where the very first few episodes were just for James's friends, and then suddenly Mike goes and shares them on this new site called YouTube, and it becomes a big hit series. When Fredryk Phox's videos got posted to ebaumsworld.com, they took off.
Lol. Okay, but don't say I didn't warn you. You're going to be famous.
Alright, I'll talk to you later.
People were very interested in this eccentric weirdo, and Fredryk was quick to capitalize on this.
See, the interesting thing is I make a few of these every day out of boredom, and I put them together and people seem to think they're funny.
I was known as Fredryk Phox from like 2003 to, whenever, now apparently. And I made all these funny videos back in 2003 before YouTube, and I got kind of famous to where, I'd go to the mall and people would be like, oh, I saw your Ebaumsworld Albino Blacksheep video.
Back then, it was just a lot easier to impress people. Being able to create and edit and put out your own content, that was mind-blowing. People just didn't do that.
It got to where there were just so many people that knew who I was and everything, like I couldn't go out in public without someone coming out and being like, oh hey, you're the eBaum's Fredryk Phox guy, your stuff's really funny.
Why are you wearing only one sock, Jonathan?
I don't know.
I think you do know, Jonathan. I think we all know. Dirty, wicked little boy.
And Fredryk would spend the years of 2003 and 2004 posting as often as he could. Which is crazy because 2003-2004 is still 3 years away from the first boom of YouTubers. Fredryk Phox seems like the kind of guy who would have crushed it on early YouTube, but he missed out. And through my research, that might have been a good thing for him.
And now I see everybody on YouTube, they put out a new video and they get like 30 million views in the first couple days. I can't imagine what that would be like.
He was never going to be the face of YouTube when you look at his content.
Ooh! I like playing with the children. It's something I like to do.
And the man himself doesn't seem like the type of guy who would even have wanted to be the face of YouTube.
The lowest common denominator YouTube channels, the ones that have like 30 million viewers, and they always start out with, "What's up, YouTube? This is Monkey Buttfinger 69. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe and ring that mother bell." And you know, every single video that you go on YouTube, and they've got the colorful fake plants and everything behind them. Yeah. What's up? Okay, so yesterday I saw this video, and you know, it's just. I can't. It's like a marionette doll.
And there's many reasons he would never be the face of a YouTube-like company. In the early days of the internet, it seemed like people were taking a lot of the content creators at face value. This guy who yells at video games, well, that's probably how he acts about everything. There's no way that these people were just playing a character or exaggerating their personalities.
Welcome to my first video where I actually have decent lighting.
I'm walking through my living room. I'm out of my room, look at that.
With the fires of hell I invoke thee!
Sorry. Oh snap, I think the ceiling's on fire.
Wow, Fredryk Phox outside. Let alone outside of his room.
Oh, I can tell this guy is nuts. And people would take this video that they see on Ebaumsworld, and they'd post it to their forum, where some people would think this is the funniest thing I've ever seen, and then others would be like, yeah, I had to turn it off like 2 minutes in. This guy's a total try-hard.
You're going to get people that are going to get on here and say, you suck, you're ugly, you're stupid, you need to hang yourself and die and get in a car wreck and burn in a fire. And like, all these people just assume that they're all 13 and they're on YouTube. And like, that's literally what they are. They're usually 13-year-olds or they're 20-something and they have serious issues. Never let that get you down. Even before YouTube existed, when I did all my funny videos and stuff, people would find my mom's cell phone number and call my mom and tell her like horrible, disgusting, awful things.
It's unreal.
And, like doxing and stuff back then probably wasn't as bad as it is now, but yeah, like you will get people like that.
But with a little perspective and looking back at the actual videos themselves, how did people not see that Fredryk Phox was just a character?
He knows deep down inside that no one likes him or thinks he's funny or thinks he's skilled at art or flash or funny videos at all.
Like, this isn't funny, these dudes are gay. We're from the internet.
There's so many times in his videos where he winks at the camera.
I just can't believe it. This is just stupid. It's
What the fuck are you waiting for? I'm not looking for anything.
You can mark me on that. No cut and slack. With a jacket of flack flung over your back, selling crack to pay off your Pontiac with a jacked up Cadillac.
He makes a reference like, what am I even filming?
No. I didn't do that. I swear to... Oh.
He leaves in a blooper.
You got a bunch of holes, but you ain't got any nails to fill them with? Get some nail hole filler, and
No, wait. I really stuck my finger up my nose and put it in my mouth. That's disgusting.
He has disclaimers. And that early content gives off the vibe that, yeah, you actually weren't meant to see this. This was an in-joke between him and his friends.
Let us now search the internet for pornography. Where to start? Yes. www.filthymidgetsuckhorse.com. Oh, yes.
It's an intimate type of comedy.
You! I'm gonna break you off and eat you and you out!
This is the type of thing that you'd share between you and your friends.
Hi, I'm Fredryk Phox, and this is my impersonation of a retarded child trying to do a call out to G-Unit. G-Unit.
So when I'm watching this comedy, I'm like, well, it's a funny thing that he makes that I know about. Now I gotta let my friends know about it, and only cool people know about Fredryk Phox. So you'll quote him with your friends.
Kurt Cobain will never die! Word!
But the adults in the room don't know what we're talking about when I say, pick.
Rhymes with dick.
Well, you can finish the joke.
And you're a fat.
But the teacher over there? They don't know.
He's retarded. You're
Since these videos were made for Fredryk Phox's live journal friends, he was going to be as edgy in his comedy as he wanted to be. The people who were going to watch this weren't going to be offended by anything that Phox was doing. They already knew Phox.
We are here today at the 12 by 12 backwoods nightclub known as the Molestation Chamber to express our interest in the new deals they have running on Capri Sun and other candies known to children as their favorites.
What are you doing?
If he said or did anything edgy with his comedy,
It's like a monsoon! Monsoon!
only 4 or 5 people were going to see it, so what's the big deal? You think the current creators on YouTube today are edgy? They have nothing on Fredryk Phox.
He's snorting coke in his room. Hello, pussy. Pretty pussy. Pretty pussy to be spanked.
But this was the Wild West of internet comedy. Everything was worth an attempt. It's what made a Newgrounds cartoon funnier than a TV cartoon.
Throw her against the ropes, get her attention, and when she comes back, wham! Hit her with a kick and she'll hit the floor. After that, she'll be yours.
Nothing was getting filtered. If you wanted to shock your friend, all you'd have to do is go to their computer and, hey, have you seen Fredryk Phox?
I teach you how to stunt. My wrist stay rocked up. My TV is propped up in the meat baked beans. I teach you how to stunt.
And then like a minute in, your friend would be like, whoa, you can make this kind of stuff?
Baby, I love you however many ticks you got in your ass. Oh, puppy, you're the best dog in the world. Yes, she is.
And as I found out through an interview years later, it wasn't like this content was being created just to offend.
Don't be triggered. Don't be triggered.
The man behind Fredryk Phox has an attitude of, you need to lighten up. Everything was done for a joke.
I'm a little rough around the edges. I'm slightly offensive. I will never go out of my way to directly hurt anyone's feelings. I do ask that people have just a little tiny bit of a backbone and a little bit of an extra layer of skin.
If you're offended, he didn't mean to offend you. In fact, he's the kind of guy who wants to make everyone happy.
And yes, Nettie is a little person. Is that the right?
Yep.
But you also have to meet him halfway, and that way we can all get along and all have a laugh.
No racism or homophobia or like any edgy crap like that.
I kind of took the man behind Fredryk Phox as a bit of a centrist. He sees both sides of the argument from both sides of the aisle.
I mean, if you've seen this stuff on YouTube, there's so many YouTube channels of people, you know, the pro SJW, anti SJW, and all that political garbage, and like the comics gate or gamer gate or whatever gate stuff that people talk about. Like I have no horse in that race, so I can't really make a bet one way or another.
From many types of viewpoints, and he just wants to figure out where the truth lies.
And I'm sure there are important issues in there that do need to be discussed one way or another. It's just I've never been in that environment, just like with the Gamergate thing.
And I think it's because the content he created was during a more simple time on the internet where creators weren't afraid to tackle taboo subjects. A guy like Fredryk Phox would tackle rap culture.
You me. I ain't get my 8K, my Tech 9, Mac 10, all that Glock slinging talk, man. I ain't gonna deal with that on your ass. I get out my little pussy for whooping your ass.
And the certain types of dialect.
Yo, dog, what's going on? Yeah, we gonna get us some white girls tonight.
And slang.
See on the corner of Green Street and Marbles Avenue, we are intellectual thugs. That means we fight intellectually for our brothers and our sisters.
And then he'd go about parodying a 50 Cent. And where you would parody Little John at the time period, Phox was actually filming it and putting it out there for the world to see. And nobody back then was thinking, oh, this is hateful.
You get the wig, dawg. Oh, that's my crack lighter. We gonna rock it up like Mike, what's his name?
No, they just saw this guy and said, he's an entertainer, and this is funny.
I don't want your weed. Too many stems and seeds. Take it back and give me my money before I recognize on your ass.
But then again, content like this...
Man, I'm gonna you up, man. You up. You don't stand a chance.
Better step off, you're about to get blasted, Nick.
Lose the mask, bitch.
Hell no, Nick.
Makes me want to kill a brother. Right out of the good book like Cain and Abel.
You know what else blacks invented? Fucking rock and roll.
Only things black people ever invented were peanut butter and streetlights, and I hate both of them.
That hasn't aged as well. In the other part of Fredryk Phox's comedy was a heavy amount of gay jokes.
See, outside of the camera, I may be a zombie, but I'm also a person.
Like, this guy loved to end half his punchlines with some sort of, you're gay.
Liberace, eat your gay out.
This is gay.
Try not to smear any more gay on this video.
That was gay.
Yes, it's a beautiful day here today at the Garrison Estate, where hundreds of middle-aged homosexual men from around the world have gathered to hear the notorious gay Garrison himself speak on behalf of the gay political party known as the Homocrats. I believe this is him here now.
And when using this term, he said it in the context that we would back in the day, where it actually meant lame or stupid.
Gays will still say dick with their gay hour.
Gay.
It could be better explained in this South Park episode. But that wasn't the only term he used.
I am an angel descended from the heavens above. And you are a fat.
With that, it appears your film has been interrupted because you're a fat.
And he used it.
You, Pinky, why can't you move 1 inch to the left? You fat finger.
You get Joey the fat.
It takes a lot of guts to talk to your friends about their problems being a furry fat, but it could mean all the difference.
A lot.
I am alone, and you are a.
Like a lot.
Special delivery.
Okay, he can stop.
You called him a fat. You messaged me.
Okay, he used it a lot.
We're coming to you live from...
Actually, I have no idea where I could go with this one. I look like such a fat this. It's like...
But here's the M. Night Shyamalan type twist.
Why don't I have all the chicks?
The reason Phox used that term a lot was he himself was gay.
I'm gay. I don't really. My opinion on it. I'm a very conservative gay person. I don't want people to look at me and go, oh, he must be gay, or oh, he must be this or that. Like I don't make it anybody's business. I know some people, even if they're supportive of it, some extended discussion of it might make them feel uncomfortable. There's a million other subjects in the world that fit that same descriptor, and I don't force anything on anybody. I don't like to talk about it. Yeah. It's not that I don't want to talk about it. It's just I don't care about talking about it. It's not an issue for me.
And I don't think he was out at the time.
Thou shalt not suck.
Shake that ass, bitch, and let me see what you... Oh, it's a guy.
I talk an awful lot about penis lately.
In fact, this one interview I found seems to make mention that he used to date girls, but he knew that he was a gay man.
Like for real, late teens. Before that, I was like, sex? What is that? Like you what? Ew. I wasn't really sexually active.
So it's interesting that, while feeling that way, he was making this type of joke.
I visit this big display of gay cock.
Wait, I need to pick my nose. You too, huh? You're such a queer. That's fine.
The real Fredryk Phox is a man named Matthew Gafford.
Oh, it's like when I went back to my hometown. Everyone's like, oh man, I haven't seen you forever. You remember when we used to make fun of you and call you Matt Gayford? Man, I remember that. We made fun of you all the time, didn't we, bro? Oh man. And I'm just standing there like, this is a topic of conversation I really didn't expect you guys to dwell on for 5 minutes.
As of present day, he's engaged to a man. That man is a comic book store owner named Greg. And he met Greg
through my cartoon, actually. He was on one of my live streams. He joined my Discord. I have a Discord.
So you have to wonder how Matthew Gafford feels today, looking back at the stuff he was posting back then, knowing how his life is currently.
Greg and I can eat at a restaurant, and if he wants to put his hand on mine, or we can, hold hands in a store or something and not be worried about it.
And if you were a viewer, you couldn't tell what his sexual preference was.
Titties, ass, titties, ass, titties, titties. Rap music kind of makes me want to have anal sex with a girl.
Tell her you want to suck her dick. I mean, wait, I said that wrong.
And that's because the man behind Fredryk Phox, Matthew Gafford, has a policy that he likes to keep his private life private.
I don't like to advertise it, but yeah.
And he'd even go as far as calling himself a conservative, manly gay.
I don't like the pride parades.
His terms, not mine. There's one other subject that pops up a lot in the old Fredryk Phox videos.
Who's going to answer a few of our questions concerning the furry fandom.
And that subject is furries.
Hi, my name's Bramble Dog and I'm a furry.
Fredryk Phox is a self-admitted furry.
Well, I got into the whole furry fandom thing. I mean, I was doomed from the beginning. Just one day I woke up and just started drawing, fox people with machine guns shooting aliens and stuff like that when I was 8.
And, how did we not know that?
Oh, take me home!
Hey, you can stop now.
The amount of insider references.
Have you ever purchased any comic books from rabbitvalley.com?
The constant gags that involved a stuffed animal.
Yay, buddy!
And since his stage name was Fox, his fursona was obviously a fox.
So therefore it's unrealistic, and there's no homoeroticism involved in this picture at all, and therefore deems itself unacceptable.
And now it's time for America's favorite daytime fun show, Name That Furry Fetish.
And am I wrong, but does Fredryk Phox sound like Mike Matei here?
It's a golf club caddy, you pervert.
Fredryk Phox was going to furry conventions.
This girl just come on is so awesome.
Yeah, man,
I'm feeling so furry.
Oh, yeah.
Tattooing furry art on his leg. And at first, he's kind of trying to play this off ironically.
So yeah, we're at the con and we're trying to make peace with the furries about, wearing the ears to let them know that we don't, mean any harm.
Guys, what the fuck, man? Come on. Leave that furry dude alone. We got more important shit to do.
Do something. Do something.
Alright, let's go. Boy.
Like, sure, I draw conservative furry comics where my characters meet Ann Coulter, But I do it as a joke, guys.
It has come to my understanding that you are with something awful and have plans to sabotage the furry convention. Now don't make me call the cops.
That's harassment, and that's illegal. Yeah, dude, you gotta understand, it's like not cool. We're on public property.
We know you're with SA.
We're not doing anything wrong.
I've heard from several individuals that you are with somethingawful.com and have plans to sabotage the entire convention.
But
no buts at a furry convention. I'm doing my job. All right?
I only go to furry conventions to laugh at the people at the event. But, like his sexual preferences, he was a closeted furry since his teens.
I found out that there were other people on the internet that liked animal people.
And take a wild guess where his furry obsession came from.
I was really unhealthily obsessed with Sonic the Hedgehog until I got the internet. And I was about 10 years old, 10 or 11.
Dude, what is it with Sonic the Hedgehog? But don't worry, he didn't go down that rabbit hole. The fan base scared him off.
The Sonic the Hedgehog thing went away very quickly when, because it's the Sonic the Hedgehog fandom. And this was back in 96, 97, somewhere around there.
He didn't want to become like...
Some people it does the exact opposite, and we all see how they turn out.
In fact, even calling himself a furry could be a bit of a stretch. In this interview, he doesn't even like identifying with that scene anymore. It's changed way too much. Yeah, I could see him getting jaded from the scene once he's commissioned to make furry porn.
I've tried drawing a ween in there, nipples and stuff. It's not my thing. If I drew something that had porn in it, it would have to be goofy and funny and satirical and stupid.
So who was Fredryk Phox before the funny videos?
That dude with the hair.
Well, he was just a kid obsessed with making art.
All better? All better. And...
Making funny videos just with my friends acting like a nerd and making fun of furries and dorks and whatnot. And
my magical propeller head will float us away from here.
You got a bell for a head.
I'm Mr. Bellhead. Ding dong, ding dong, ding 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 dong dong.
His stepdad got him his first camera.
My stepdad gave me a video camera when I was, like 12 or 13 and just started goofing around with it. Then I got a webcam, then I got a Dazzle DPN thing. It's like this little the USB thing with like the yellow and white audio video stuff on it.
Yeah, I said stepdad. Fredryk's parents were divorced.
I don't know, I don't talk to my dad that much anymore. We're not on bad terms or anything. Last time I talked to him, he's just like, oh, that's what you doing. We just don't have really that much in common.
Right.
That's all, and we met too late in life. So just like, I'm doing my own thing that has nothing to do with anything that you're interested in.
Fredryk was born in South Florida.
I grew up in South Florida, Hillsborough County, Polk County, that whole area. Lived there till I was 20.
And raised Southern Baptist.
I went to church when I was a little kid, and then we kind of didn't do the church thing. My mother is like totally conservative Southern Baptist, God all the way.
Fredryk would credit his mom for his creative skills.
Yeah, I lived with my mom most of my life. My mom was into, quilting and sewing and sculpting. And
which he says that his sister also inherited.
My sister was the artist, and she's the writer.
Well, this is what I would usually call a Fox family moment. I'm here with my lovely sister from Tucson, Arizona, from her little goat farm.
When he turned 20, Fredryk Phox would move up to Tennessee.
Once I moved to Tennessee, that's where my family, half of my family's from Tennessee, the other half's from Virginia.
This would be the location that you see in his earliest viral videos.
That's all ours. It all belongs to us.
Girl, sorry, I don't want to get you in some kind of gender crisis. How you doing? How you doing? Oh, she's my dog. This is my dog. Shut up.
And he really was just a southern boy. His residence would often be out in the sticks.
What's really insane? You look up here, check this out. It's coming down out of my woods.
had a conservative upbringing, and what comes across as libertarian beliefs.
I keep to myself anyway. I'm extremely conservative. I don't like to start any trouble.
He also showed an interest in firearms, which you can see in many of his videos.
Hi, my name is Clay, and I'm a pot, and I'm
and was big about protecting the Second Amendment. The problem with the early days of the internet was you could strike big. You could get all the views, but how do you monetize that? YouTube wasn't around, so Fredryk Phox is going to have a hard time monetizing on all his hard work.
I need the spotlight, but not so bright.
Well, what do? Well, you could try to get a show on MTV. Ebaumsworld was about to be a show after Monday Night Raw at one point. Maybe he could use that newfound fame and go out and audition in California. Phox just tried to keep the momentum going. He got new equipment, and he made new sketches. This would lead to the Fredryk Phox show that you could buy on DVD, and it's going to be just as racy and as offensive as you were used to.
I got my bitches, my niggas, my guns, my cars, my mansions, my pools, my jet airplanes. Nigga, I will kill you.
Nigga, no you won't.
Hell yes, nigga. Surely as shit.
Pull the trigger, nigga, do it.
And I got my nugs, and I slug them straight.
On April 6, 2006, Fredryk Phox's live journal would let the fans know that they hit a real snag with this DVD. One of the sketch performers had developed a serious drug problem and now was refusing to allow the others to sell content where he was included. Since this person was so key to the ongoing storyline that was filmed, Fredryk Phox couldn't cut him out of the project. The project was scrapped and released online, and would become one of the many failed projects that halted the viral momentum that Fredryk Phox had. October 2006 would mention a game that Phox was creating, but I couldn't find anything more about this game, so another failed project. And December 2006 would find him looking to sell PS3s preloaded with Phox's original videos. He was struggling to make any profit off his hard work. Now, in this day and age, JonTron can go to a charity event where he sells off props that he used on his show and get thousands of dollars for charity. Well, back then, Fredryk Phox was going to sell off some stuff that he used in his web videos.
Yes, this auction is for real. I'm not bullshit.
And even offered to make custom songs.
You get a song that I write about you. Give me your personal information and whatever else you want to tell me. You got on eBay to bid on my auction. What kind of things were you drinking? I can't believe you are the winner, John Doe. That'll change.
And he was doing this to be able to buy better recording equipment.
I'm going to sell this on eBay and I'm going to make a lot of money.
Get the Windex bottle. And the pick that's right when you get the point.
And yet, they still labeled him as an e-beggar. When I emailed Matthew Gafford, he would tell me that he never really attempted to monetize off his success. With this kind of reception, I can see why. Even though Ebaumsworld had brought him his viral fame, Fredryk Phox had enough of Eric Bowman's shady dealings.
I went to 7-Eleven today and the guy behind the counter told me I was funny. But I asked him why, and he said something about my video on ebaumsworld.com.
If this web sketch is to be believed, the downfall may have happened when one of Phox's animations were stolen and posted to Ebaumsworld.
All of 2004, I was doing a couple of Flash animations on the side.
Hey Eric, I found this Flash on some guy's live journal. It's really funny.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was thinking that we could put it up on the site.
Foxy Fluffs are dust on the floor. Foxy Fluffs are phone dialers. Foxy Fluffs are window breakers. Foxy Fluffs are everything.
But I'm going to take this evidence with a grain of salt, because the rest of the story of Eric Bauman is about Eric Bauman and his father being kidnapped by ninjas.
Well, Mr. Bauman, I hope you enjoy yourself here at Clemson.
Are you that guy from Mortal Kombat? I want you to say, you're watching Ebaumsworld.
And the creative direction that influenced this video may have been influenced by another viral video.
Hey, Sock Baby! You wanna food up with us or what?
I got into kind of a creative slump, as you were talking about, in mid-2004. And later on in the year, one of my friends linked me to Sock Baby Part 1.
We're getting food. And you're gonna move! Foolish honkies! I've come to take Sock Baby, which the one called Burger home. Nobody touches Sock Baby!
I don't know if it was on Steak and Cheese or Consumption Junction, or one of those, weird, messed up video archive websites back in the mid-2000s. But it was someone had just uploaded an MPEG of it.
And Matthew Gafford has credited this video as being a huge influence to his comedy at the time.
It got me into wanting to make like fighting ninja videos and stuff, and I did. There's a couple videos I did like in 2005. They're like my friends fighting with ninja stuff, and that's totally what I was referencing.
So now that Fredryk Phox is no longer putting his videos on Ebaumsworld, he needs to find a new centralized site that features viral videos.
We're here to show you why I can't respond to your AIM messages. If you send me a message and you're like, why aren't you answering me? This is why. We are now at 43. I'm just gonna cut it off at there.
That gets a high amount of traffic. And without YouTube around, his best bet was a site called albinoblacksheep.com.
Hi, this is Fredryk Phox, and I'm going to ask a couple of people off the side of the road what they think about
albinoblacksheep.com.
Hey guys, what have you guys heard of this site?
albinoblacksheep.com.
Is this some kind of animal porn or some shit?
What now?
Some kind of animal porn or some shit?
No, it's a funny site with Fredryk Phox on it. That's me. Yeah. Okay.
Phox.
Huh?
What the f is that?
Phox wouldn't change up the winning formula. It had the same type of lip sync, crazy sketches that you had come to expect. And I remember people at the time being outraged at this sketch where he drinks out of a Windex bottle. I'm pretty sure some people actually thought he was drinking Windex. But really, come on, that was probably like Blue Powerade or something. After the move to albinoblacksheep.com, Fredryk's views would kinda drop off. If you weren't in the know, you weren't aware of the switch. And this was a bit of a downfall for Phox. Phox kinda has a history of moving from platform to website to website. If he made a MySpace, it was just through sheer annoyance of being asked. He was very late to even get on YouTube. And most of the websites that he spent his time on are long gone. Which is even happening today, because as of recording this, when I tried to click on his Phox and Space links, the Tumblr was dead, the Twitter is dead, YouTube had no featured videos, and the only place I could find him was Twitch. When I wanted to look at the old Fredryk Phox videos, archive.com had them, and YouTube has them, but they're all hosted by somebody else. As we started getting further away from the initial Ebaumsworld video that got him his big burst of internet fame, the toll of video making had started to show.
And as YouTube came out, I had already just finished working on my own stuff. It got old. I made like 100-something little skits and whatnot with my friends, and I just wanted to get back into animation.
Matthew would admit many years later that this led to real creative burnout.
I had finally figured it out. Living by myself for this long had driven me far past the point of insanity.
You make me sick.
You make me sick. You make me no.
You make me sick.
2007 LiveJournal posts seemed to indicate that his life situation wasn't the happiest.
As far as the New Year's resolution, I don't know. I guess I'd like to put together some more videos and cartoons and stuff, you know, actually get something done to make some ends financial-wise. School's boring, and I only want a degree as a fallback when/if my music, cartoon, movie, art, album things fall through. So, hey, who knows? I may start getting productive again sometime soon. I sure want to. I've been lying to you all for the bigger part of 2006. Life's been most of it, to be honest. And no, it's going to get better, and I'm not asking for sympathy or some whiny horse but hey, we all have those days, weeks, years, and sometimes you want to tell somebody about them instead of giving update after unexciting update of a bunch of tedious project crap you don't ever really see yourself finishing anytime soon. It seems like it's going to be hard to make something that's actually funny again without accidentally ripping off someone else's funny video that I hadn't seen. School starts again in a few months. Who knows what I'll be taking? I can get my master's in Soulja Boy, but no one cranks that Soulja Boy anymore. I'm so lost.
He was just trying to make ends meet. If he had to take a commission, he had to take a commission. This ended up being a real dark period in Fredryk Phox's history. He got addicted to heroin.
I was addicted to heroin for almost 2 years. That was when I moved out in the mid-late 2000s in my whole, screw you mom, I can move out and do drugs if I want to phase. But yeah, it was that for about a year and a half, and then at the end of it, when I started getting off of it, going through the worst, I was like, who's a hero of mine? Like, who's somebody that I look up to, or a cartoon character or something I can make up that I could really, like, I was neurotic at this point, and I thought of Fox McCloud.
And it's also hard for him to go back and look at this older content. In his correspondence to me, he indicates that the people he created this stuff with died from their addiction. And this would leave his projects like Drug War unfinished.
Kids your age, they really don't have problems finding money to support their habits. Because you still live with mom and dad. You get out on your own when they kick you out. You ever given a man a rusty trombone for an 8-ball? I didn't think so.
Phox was just a man who wanted to create more than a simple viral video. And unfortunately for him, when he wanted to make something different, his fan base only wanted the Albino Blacksheep, Ebaumsworld type stuff that they were familiar with. So back then, most e-celebrities had to have real jobs. So Phox had to make his content while working as a bail bondsman for his biological dad.
Well, we're heading to the co-signer. Don't know what we're going to get out of him. Tell him we'll take him to jail. See, she got out on bond for $250, so she paid $25 plus $37. What is that, $62? Yeah, so she jumps bond, skips court, and disappears. Goes back into the filth she raised 4 foot 3 inches out of for a PI. Drunk female midget with head lice and a tail. Yeah.
And as Matthew Gafford would state to me in our correspondence, this crushed his creative spirit.
When we moved up to Tennessee when I was 19, 20, I went to go work for my father. He divorced my mom when I was little, and he moved to Tennessee, and we moved up there. And it's like, oh, hey, Dad, I haven't seen you since I was a kid, and we were 5 hours away. Let me come see you. And he convinced me to come work for him as a bail bondsman for a couple of years on and off. That was an interesting job. I didn't dodge any bullets or jump out of any moving vehicles or anything.
Yeah. He's getting hydrocodones again. Well, she moved to Dover.
She took off right after she got out of court.
Right after she got out of court.
They don't goddamn tell her where she is.
She could have moved to Idaho for all we know.
His live journals were telling the fans that the videos were going to have to stop for a while he adjusts to the new job.
Always getting up at crazy hours in the morning and going out and doing stuff, and your sleep schedule's weird a lot of the time. A lot of it was a lot of sitting in court. That's the one thing, whenever I tell people that I used to be a bail bondsman, it wasn't like what, Dog Bounty Hunter did. He was a bail bondsman, but he was also a licensed, recovery agent is what the actual term of a bounty hunter is. Right. I just did the court stuff and went out and arrested people that skipped court.
But Phox actually wanted to show us what he did for a living, even filming a day in the life.
This is a typical day in this business. Bunch of driving and finding jack.
So now content is coming out slower.
Hey, girl!
It's getting a little bit long in the tooth.
Hey, kids, today we're gonna be making
He doesn't have the time for it.
Eternity, Calvin Klein.
I look like I'm shot on a ransom video.
Please give them their money. They mean business. Why? Oh, you're insane, sister.
What the was that?
And his heart, it's not even into making this stuff anymore.
I was at this really gay-ass party this weekend. It was f***ed up. Man, this dude was sitting there like trying to be all Miles Davis and shit and playing on his guitar and bragging about his size 0 pants, and he was all playing this song going all oh. And man, it was fucked up.
Phox was struggling personally, professionally, and creatively.
It's not your Game Boy.
It is my Game Boy. I told you bastards 1,000 times it belongs to me. Give it
I can't give you your Game Boy.
Why not?
Because
you got just look for it. You got.
But guess who helped him kick drugs? Slippy!
Oh my god, why does Slippy have a beard? He has a beard. Frogs with facial hair, so weird.
Well, I mean, Star Fox.
But it is like, what would Fox McCloud do in this situation? He would not be a little whiny bitch. He would get through the stuff and put his life back together and get a job and start doing what he wanted to do.
So,
and that was
so I was addicted to porn.
A series that Matthew Gafford had always been a massive fan of.
I got the first game like the week it came out. Always loved it. Always liked foxes and animal people in space and stuff like that.
The idea of creating and animating his own Star Fox cartoon was enough for him to want to pull his life back together. Become the next Mike Judge.
Mike Judge, Ralph Bakshi, and gosh.
Don Bluth?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, Don Bluth, obviously.
If live videos weren't going to be his thing anymore, well, let's go back to our first love of animation. Something he had been doing since Newgrounds.
Started animating when I was in about third grade. I saw it was either Mr. Rogers or Sesame Street or something. Somebody had a guest on there that showed everybody on video how to make a flip book out of little notepads or the corner of an old book. And started making flip books. This was 1992 or 93.
Never let it be said that Slippy isn't part of the road to recovery.
And I'm currently working on my own non-commercial fan project called Star Fox, the animated series. It's patreon.com/Star Fox, the animated series. Those are the two main websites where I post anything. If there's anything to do with an update on my cartoon, for sure I'm going to post it on the Tumblr.
But since Nintendo can be very litigious, Star Fox the Animated Series became a Fox in Space.
And then that went on for 3 or 4 years until I finally got the Patreon and took it seriously, and I eventually had to change the name because of Nintendo. And then and that's what I've been doing ever since.
Much like Fredryk Phox's older videos, A Fox in Space is a one-man labor of love.
Well, I have been animating for about 15 or 16 hours today on stream, as I always do.
Matthew Gafford goes back to a time when he first saw the Star Fox characters on that SNES box.
I loved the dark atmosphere of the game and everything. I fell in love with it. I wanted there to be a Star Fox TV series or a movie in the style of the Dark Crystal, like with Jim Henson style animatronic puppets and stuff like that, because that's what the characters looked like on the box art for the video game.
And Gafford was going to make this a serious venture.
I just got out of a bad situation. I'm in a good situation. What kind of stuff do I want to do? I've got to make myself do something for the rest of my life, or I'm going to get back into a bad situation and possibly not make it out again. And that's what got me out of it, was I want to make that Star Fox cartoon because I'm good enough now.
You can catch him on Twitch animating for hours at a time.
Back to my work ethic and stuff, I streamed for the past 3 years, 8 to 10 hours a day, 5-6 days a week animation, just so I can prove to people on Patreon.
He writes the scripts, he voices some of the characters.
I was talking to that short little fuzzy man. His name was Fox McCloud, and he was flying all up in them lilac systems.
He makes his own puppets.
One more time, I swear to God. Oh my God, this man just drives me nuts.
And he animates.
That's the show.
Yeah, it's like, we're going to duel. What are you having a duel for? To win the virtue of Billy Joe's Firefly action figure. Oh, that action figure has no virtue left. Trust me.
When the first episode of Fox in Space was created, people were raving about the quality and asking Nintendo, why couldn't this be a real series? They were like, oh my god, one man just created his own Star Fox cartoon, and it's actually pretty good? And then they took a step back and realized,
do I know you from somewhere?
wait, was that the weird guy who used to post videos on Ebaumsworld?
Of course, I wrote in the dim sum. It's the perfect transition for the sex scene.
No way! Unfortunately, not all the attention for Fox in Space was well received. Because this was a Nintendo property, YouTube let Matthew Gafford know, you can't make any money off this.
Because YouTube has already told me straight up, literally, that I cannot monetize my current 100,000 subscribers because my entire channel is about Star Fox.
So this was becoming another case where the guy who created something awesome can't monetize. He just can't get a win on the internet no matter how many times he puts out great content. Well, this is where it gets freaking inspirational. The guy who'd been making content for years, he finally got a win. On a whim, his friends convinced him to join Patreon. Maybe somebody will pay him to create a Fox in Space. Maybe this is where the revenue will come from.
And I was like, and a couple of friends like, come on, no, he's right, you need to do it. Just give it a try. What's the worst? You know, you get $50 a month and then go, okay, this isn't worth it. Never mind. Thanks anyway.
Right.
And I was like, I've been drinking a little bit of wine. And I was just like, you know what? Screw it. And then I started putting all the stuff together for it. And by this point, you know, I made a lot of, you know, silly, funny webcam videos when I was a teenager that I got known for in the early 2000s. So I'd already built up a fan base of people who knew who I was. So I buckled down for a couple weeks, made 60 seconds of a Fox in Space sample animation, put it through post with all of the effects and stuff in Vegas, and then made the Patreon, made a video of me saying, hey, this is me, this is what I'm trying to do, you know me from this, and here's this, and this is what I want to do with it, and this is what I'm asking for. And then at the end of it is the 60 seconds of, you know, animation demo.
And guess what? It did. He could finally quit the daily grind and focus on this work.
You know, by the end of the night, it got up to like $800, and it was like $1,100 something the next morning. So yeah, I was like, yep, screw you guys, I'm out of here. I didn't literally say that, but
wow,
it was nice to not have to scrub toilets anymore, or, you know, do a call center job. I'd been doing call center jobs and gas station jobs back and forth. I worked at my mom's restaurant. I worked at Checkers or Rallies, depending on where you are. Fast food, Joanne Fabrics. It took me most of my adult life to get here. Before the first episode got worked on, and before basically up to the literal day I started the Patreon 17 years or so back. I've just been flipping burgers and scrubbing toilets and stuff like that.
And so, pest control.
Yeah. And pest control and bail bonds. I don't care who you are or what your work ethic is. You work 10 or 12 hours a day as a pest control technician. You come home, you just soak your feet in Epsom salts because you're so sore, and you have like 3 hours before you have to go to sleep. You don't really feel like doing anything.
So now you can catch him on Twitch, working hard for that Patreon money.
Fredryk Phox Twitch extravaganza. Who else but Fredryk Phox?
And you have to respect his level of transparency. He's working right in front of you.
What's going on here? Meh.
You know what whatever you donated is going towards. And if you like what he's doing, he's not going to compromise his vision.
People talk about, oh, I want to animate and work hard and get good and get in the industry so I can go animate for Disney and spend the rest of my life drawing other people's creations and getting in trouble if I draw them outside of work on a napkin or something. Disney has a lot of strict rules, but I don't mean to hate on Disney, but...
No. I guess that's like a real artist, right? He's gonna do what he's gonna do, and you just have to trust in his vision.
Bottom line, I want to do my own thing.
Yes.
Someone comes to me and says, hey, we'll produce your cartoon and give you a team of animators, but this guy, Bob McHarvey over here, is going to be the one writing the story, and you have to run everything by him. I wouldn't do it. They give me $1 million, I wouldn't do it.
And it was refreshing to see that the guy I was following 16 years ago still was doing the same type of comedy, just to a smaller audience.
I admire your talent. But you are crazy as hell.
Alright, what would you like? I'd like hot pastrami. How hot is the pastrami?
Which kind of feels full circle to when he was making videos for his LiveJournal friends. This was his inner circle, still getting to see the same type of content.
I did not hit her. I did not. It's bullshit. She lied. I stabbed her in the face with a soldering iron.
He's still having fun with rap songs.
Got a big weed stash. The cops just passed. I just seen a big ol' ass. It's Saturday.
He's still making silly songs.
Shine on my nutsack makes me happy. Take me home to the place I belong.
He's still doing impressions.
And satisfied with victuals and edibles and non-perishables. But for one thing, I hope you leave enough room for my fist, because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine.
And he's even doing the risque jokes.
Fox and Crystal also left, and the two confessed their feelings for each other.
And the furry jokes.
Oh, Jesus Christ! What the f***?
So I salute you, Fredryk Phox.
Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you've gotta go where everybody knows your name. And they're always glad you came.
Hey, I'm Joe from VCAM TV Studios. If you like this video about Fredryk Phox, give me a suggestion for more obscure pop culture history. And if you want to see a video about another crazy character, check out Ahmed Johnson, who I think may be the most fascinating pro wrestler of all time if you check out this story. Here's a playlist with more stuff that I think you might enjoy, and if you like anything I do, literally comment on any video, and I will respond to you. Unless you tell me I suck, and then I'll feel bad. Congratulations.
Be sure to like and subscribe, and if you want more notifications, be sure to tickle that bell down there.
Well, that was very interesting.
That's a wrap.
Alright.
I'll be in my trailer. Run.
Hey, we gotta do the medium shot.